What's going on, bros and girls? Today I'm really excited to present to you my full review for this Mionix Nash 20 gaming headset. If you haven't heard of Mionix, they are a small Swedish gaming peripheral company that, despite its small size, have been making huge waves in the gaming community for their highly praised and well-reviewed gear. This is why I'm pretty damn pumped to give you this review, because after giving this headset a thorough testing for well over 3 weeks, I'm pleased to see that small companies like Mionix with their Nash 20 can fully keep up with and even in some cases surpass their big name competitors. As usual with all my reviews though, I'll start with any cons I've found and leave off on a good note with the pros. And if you want this headset for yourself, I've included some links below with some of the best pricing and availability. Also, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because I'll have a top headset roundup coming very soon. So all in all, I've been very impressed with this headset, and I actually only found one con. Even though the soft touch surface feels very premium and much better than the traditional surfaces used on other headsets, for some reason it is a fingerprint magnet. I don't have greasy hands or suffer from hyperhidrosis / sweaty palm syndrome or anything, but as you can see, it marks up pretty easily. Yes, it is also pretty easy to wipe off, and maybe I'm just nitpicking, but since I am a perfectionist, I like my gear in pristine condition, and I found myself wiping down these Nashes fairly often. So before I get to the pros, I'll just touch on something that you can judge for yourself. I'll now do a sound test of the mic compared to my Snowball, and you can tell me what you think of the quality in the comments, and I'll let you know my thoughts as well. So here's what I sound like on both microphones. So before I get to the pros, I'll just touch on something that you can judge for yourself. I'll now do a sound test of the mic compared to my Snowball, and you can tell me what you think of the quality in the comments, and I'll let you know my thoughts as well. So here's what I sound like on both microphones. So as you heard, the Nash 20 probably isn't ideal for voiceovers like what I was doing just now. That's more of what the Snowball was built for. But for the Nash's intended use of voice chat in games, it's more than good enough, and all my words were clearly understood and the volume was definitely loud enough. Also, as an FYI, I did that sound test like I normally would in a real-world situation. My Snowball was about half a foot away with a pop filter in front of it, and my Nash 20s were on my head with the mic about 1.5 inches away from the corner of my mouth. There's obviously no pop filter, so that may be why the plosive consonants were a bit more pronounced. So onto the pros, and there are quite a lot. We'll start off with what should be the most important thing when buying any audio product, and it is sound. I found these headphones great for their intended use of gaming. They feature angled drivers much like the more expensive audiophile grade Sennheiser HD 558s, where the drivers are angled towards your ear canal to optimize the pathway through your ears. This results in a realistic soundscape, and I found the soundstage pretty wide, which greatly helped me for positional audio to pinpoint where my enemies were coming from. I think this wide soundstage was also aided in the fact that these are semi-closed, where the open airiness separated the sound a bit more. And speaking of sound separation, I've found with music, instrument separation was above par for most gaming headsets. Obviously, you won't buy a gaming headset just to listen to music, that's what dedicated headphones are for, but these Nash 20s did perform quite well for the songs I threw at it. I found the sound signature relatively flat, which is the best signature to have for games, with a very slight lean on bass. For pop, EDM, and hip-hop, this slight bass was very welcome and added liveliness to the tracks. For vocals, I would have preferred a more forward mid-range myself, but it was still adequate and not recessed at all. The treble was detailed, which provided accurate sounds of footsteps in games, so you won't get shanked in the back. All in all, I found Mionix did an excellent job tailoring this headset to excel in games, while still being more than good enough for music. The second pro is very important to gamers since they play for long periods of time, and it is comfort. As you probably can already tell, these have massive amounts of padding. And this isn't just for show either. This is very soft, high quality memory foam padding in all the right places, and I really love how thick it is. No homo, and that's what she said. It pretty much feels like there's a pillow on my head, and even though the ear cup padding is large, I found it breathable with the semi-open design, and I never once found my ears overheating, even now during the summer months. And though the design looks very robust, they're actually not that heavy on the head, and for long hours I didn't have any discomfort. Fitment-wise, the ear cups articulate on all angles, and there's a wide size adjustment, so I don't think anyone will have any problems with that. Another pro is the design and build quality. Like I already said, these are really robust looking, and I'm glad to say the feel and build quality also reflect its looks. The thick headband is surprisingly very flexible and doesn't have any alarming creaking or cracking noises when stretching it out to unreasonable levels that no gamer will ever do in the real world. This durable feel is also aided in the fact that all the heavily stressed areas like the headband is reinforced with metal. The strain reliefs feel very strong, and the cord is a thick braided cable which doesn't look like it will snap or fray. Also, whenever you see these big honkin' screws, you know there is enough thick durable material beneath it for the screws to catch on. A last part I want to touch on is features. I really like the auto mute feature that automatically mutes the mic when it is in the up position. I do wish all manufacturers did it this way as opposed to an inline switch. And speaking of a lack of inline switch, I am glad Mionix again avoided an inline control and put the volume dial on the headphone itself. This means you don't have to fiddle around looking for your inline remote in the heat of battle if you have to mute your mic or volume. So all in all, I am really happy with this headset and would definitely recommend it to anyone looking for a high-performing gaming headset in the sub $130 price range. Though that price may seem steep, I think these are well worth it as they perform almost as well as much higher costing headphones at a fraction of the price. They have great gaming performance, are extremely comfortable, and are very well built. So I hope you guys all enjoyed my full review of the Mionix Nash 20 gaming headset. Let me know in the comments what you think of this headset and how it stacks up to the big name brands. And if you did enjoy this vid, please thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram and or Twitter. It would be much appreciated. Until next time, YouTube, peace!